Molly be damned, Molly, Molly, you're a one-horse town, you're not fit to be around. Molly be damned, Molly, Molly, you got no class, you're a pain in the... Oh, Molly, Molly, your future is not secure. There should be a sign outside this little town that says detour. Hey, Molly, Molly.
How big a loan do you have in mind, Lovey?
Well, it'd take every bit of $25.
I'm sure you're good for the money, Lovey. But that's a little rich for us.
Well, how come you looked so friendly when I first came in?
I thought maybe you were here to make a deposit. Well, it's not you, Luby. It's the whole town is having a bad case of the shorts.
Always has had, ain't it?
Lately. As long as I've been here. Nobody's ever had a nickel. Except, of course, the mayor. Shame, too. Pretty little town like Malilla.
We did everything we could to pull this town out of the mud.
Mollibalilla.
Now somebody's got to do something to help us.
Yeah, that'd be nice, all right. But who? Where?
You people are making a terrible mistake.
Get off.
I mention this without a tinge of personal hostility or reproach, but as man to man in a spirit of kindly helpfulness and constructive objectivity. Because, high or low, wherever you go, the world does not like a poor loser.
When they're playing cards for money, they don't like too good a winner either.
Gentlemen, there's a time for talk, there's a time for action. This is a time to run. Friend in the world. And that's the only thing I've got to be thankful for.
Don't you have kinfolks anywhere, Timothy?
No, not at present. At one time, though, we were a very big family. And awful rich. Owned all of New York, south of 14th Street. Yeah, had brothers and sisters to feed to the hogs.
Really? How many?
Well, let's see, Alfred was the oldest. Brother, that is. He was a missionary. Eaten by the heathen savages of a distant land.
Well, that's terrible. What distant land?
Belgium, I think the name was.
Oh, Timothy, how dreadful.
I know. Makes me weak all over just thinking about it.
But I bet you've been to all sorts of interesting places.
Not all. To tell you the truth, I've never been to Wichita.
I'm an only child.
Are you really? So am I.
You're getting awfully strong all of a sudden.
I know. I tell you,
Oh, Bonnie Lou McClanahan.
there are certain women that affect a fella that way. It's what they call animal magnetism.
Are you sure you're sincere? I bet you didn't have any dizzy spell at all. I bet it was just a mean old trick to get me up here in your room.
Now you've gone and hurt my feelings.
And that's not the kind of girl that Because we're brought up very strict around here, and I don't even go with boys. And if Papa knew that I was up here in a gentleman's...
Do that again.
Oh, I remember... Who on earth?
Yes.
I know who's in there with you.
Gee willikers. It's Papa!
Open it up or I'll bring it down. Please, Mr. McConaughey. Go, Barbara.
Papa, whatever you're doing, I swear, Papa!
Is this it? The Golden West, land of opportunity? To starve to death, be massacred by the yahoos? Anything west of 8th Avenue is New Jersey! Any civilized community you could... Well, there you are. Man's best and noblest friend, the goat. Been putting it away all this time, have you? I hope it's poison ivy. If it's grass, I'll join you. Don't get lost again, Fred. Be right back.
Well, Michael O'Toole.
It never fails. You get a little ahead in the world, and here come all your poor relations. Something the matter?
Could use more salt.
What do you mean, more salt?
Okay, could use salt.
Salt doesn't grow on trees, you know.
I didn't know that.
Neither do chickens.
Okay, I was just suggesting that all things considered, it's not quite as tasty as a chicken Mama used to make.
Where's your horse?
I don't have a horse.
I gave you one 3 months ago.
I lost it.
You'd lose your head if it weren't tied on. Shut up and enjoy your chicken. It's not easy being an orphan in this cruel world, Timothy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I could make it if it were just me, but being mother and father both to a wild, irresponsible, half-grown boy...
It's not that easy being a half-grown boy, once you're pushing 30.
I suppose anybody else would have given up by now.
True.
But I promised our sainted mother I'd try to help you make something of yourself.
Hey, it's my turn.
It's not 3 miles.
Back there was 3 miles, but you were talking.
Just another example, Timothy, of the advantages of an extensive vocabulary. What's it say?
M-O-L-Y... Well, how should I know? You're the one who went to high school. What's it look like?
It looks like food. You stay here, try not to attract undue attention. I'll ride ahead and reconnoiter, see if the place is worth a clean shirt and a shave.
Just this once, Michael. Why couldn't I ride ahead and whatever that word was?
Because if there's a woman around or something like that, you always forget what you're looking for.
That's true.
Running late.
Confound it, driver. We're 9 minutes behind schedule.
I'm holding you back. Why don't you go on ahead without me?
Ambrose Littleberry, but what's he doing in town in broad daylight?
My good man? Terribly sorry. Tell me, Colonel.
You know what this is?
It's either Halloween or April Fool's.
What are you doing with that thing?
I'm putting you under arrest, mister.
Careful, that's loaded.
You can come along quietly, dead or alive.
For one lousy cigar butt?
Get your hands up, mister. And don't compound the felony by getting sarcastical.
Felony? Wasn't even lit.
This way, come on, get moving. Move.
That's
Too
it.
fast.
It just
Easy
too
does
big
it.
to look at.
This is a gross miscarriage of justice. You're riding roughshod over the taxpayers.
Let's get in there, killer. Try not to make any funny moves.
Fine courtesy from a public servant.
Any desperado comes up against Eli Hatfield, he's hell to pay and high-pitch hot. I got no hesitation, missus. Shoot him down like a rabbi dog.
Really?
I'm the high sheriff here, mister. I asked the question. Oh, my goodness.
Come home, come home, come home. Father, dear father, come home.
Whoa, girls. Whoa.
Now you hold it right there, Buster.
Merciful heavens, what have I done? What have I done?
You about scared me half to death. That's what you done.
It's a big day, Mr. Mayor.
Sure is, Mother.
They really got him, huh?
Sure as hell did.
Oh, isn't it a thrill, Your Honor? Aren't you happy?
Harmon, it's a red letter day. A milestone in the history of...
No chance of his getting away, is there?
No chance of anything for that bird. The chief executive of this here community, it is my intention...
Can I see him? It's not too soon.
Well, come along. Better the day, better the dead.
In the ordinary course of events, I am not a vindictive man. But in your case, I'm going to make an exception. I'll have your job for this.
Anybody who wants my job can have my job. It's not much of a job, nohow.
This your man, Hatfield?
That's him, Your Honor, in the flesh.
Good work. Good work. I'll see that it gets into the record.
Thank you, sir. Very kind of you.
Thrilling spectacle, Mr. Hatfield. The bravest thing I ever saw.
Oh, hell, Mr. Lovejoy, it wasn't nothing at all. Not hardly.
Oh, yes, it was. Like taking a rattler with your bare hands. Oh, good morning, sir. A very pretty day.
Ugly customer.
The only time I ever saw a face like yours, it took the bait right off my hook.
Civil tongue, fella. You're talking to the mayor.
My name is Harmon P. Lovejoy. I hope we'll get to know each other better in
Shut up.
Stand.
You listen to me, Farmer John. I've been through these little hayseed towns before. Somebody walks through with shoes on his feet, you pick him up for mopery and slap a fine on him for the gold in his teeth. Not this time.
Not hardly. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
Well, I'll keep an eye on them anyway.
You have preyed upon the citizens of this community for the last time.
Prayed? I didn't even spit on the sidewalk.
Don't talk vulgar.
The circuit judge will be through here tomorrow. If I were you, I'd get myself a good lawyer just for the sake of appearances.
What do I need a lawyer for?
Various high crimes and misdemeanors against the peace and good order of the sovereign state of Colorado and the beautiful town of Molly be damned. Did you talk to the relatives of this poor devil yet?
I'm sure she's heard about it by now.
Good.
Get my brother. He'll help me.
I never heard of no brother.
He's waiting for me at the fort north of town.
This could be a trap. They could ambush the whole posse up there.
Yes, they could. They could.
You know what to do in case he tries to escape. You got to go home to eat?
No, sir, but I do have to go.
Yeah, of course. I'd better get you a deputy anyway.
Thank you, sir.
O'Toole, ma'am. Timothy O'Toole.
That's, Irish, ain't it?
Well, no. It's actually Eskimo. You see, my grandfather was a full-blooded Galoot on his mother's side. Came to this country playing solo glockenspiel with Gilmore's band.
Uh-huh. Mine's Caliberdine.
Oh, now that's pretty.
Nope. But I stopped fighting about it since I was 12.
Why was you shooting at me?
Well, because there's not always time to ask questions before shooting, especially around this town.
What do you mean, this town up ahead is, Molly, whatever?
Molly Badam. M-O-L-Y... Well, however it goes, Molly Badam.
Kind of a funny name to name a town.
Steady, girl, steady. What's that?
Oh, Molly Badam, I mean.
Yeah, well, I suppose so. Some of the high-class folks, you know, the ladies and such, they call it Molly Badee, but it's Molly Badam.
Mr. Carlson?
Splendid piece of work, sir. We're all proud of you.
Sir? Hey, you kids over there. You're not old enough to be hanging around in front of the saloon.
Hi, Sheriff. Hey, Sheriff.
No mood for none of your sass today either. Just break it up and go home.
Boy, Mr. Hatfield, I seen you when you took him in. You sure put the dead wood on that criminal, sir. Can I touch your shooting iron, Sheriff? Is that the toughest hombre you brought in so far?
We'll talk about it sometime when I'm not so busy. Run along now. Go on, scoot, scoot.
Yes, sir,
scoot.
Sheriff. Yes, sir, Sheriff.
Pardon me, ladies.
Dear, dear Mr. Hatfield, permit me to shake you by the hand.
Excuse me, old-timer.
Are you waiting for something to hatch?
Oh, well, it's just that we don't often see somebody famous. Would you mind if I asked your height and weight?
Absolutely.
Were you ever athletical inclined? Because in most cases, the more strenuous sports tend to develop certain portions of the body over others.
Look, I have this little baby brother who's waiting for me out at the north end of town. I'd hate for anything to happen to the little tad.
Some people, you see, look a little heavier on one side. You know what I mean?
So if you could just step up there and let him know that I'm here.
If it's not too personal, what size collar do you take?
What do you do for a living, O'Toole?
Oh, it just depends on how I feel. Lots of times don't even bother.
Yeah, that's what I sort of thought. You know, as soon as I saw you close on, I says, now there's a man who looks too lazy to be a highway robber and too bright to be a cowboy.
Well, thank you very much.
You got any kinfolks around here?
Yeah, I had earlier in the day.
Well, they're kind of hard to lose.
Ain't that the truth?
I want a lawyer!
We haven't got no lawyer. You'll have to wait.
I am not a young man.
Young as you'll ever be. Maybe as old.
Oh, it's going to be just beautiful.
Well, be that as it may or may not, I still think it's a mite previous.
Not to me, Your Honor. The dream of my life for 26 years.
What happened to you 26 years ago?
That's when I watched my first one.
Your first what? Never mind. Just don't let it get too expensive.
Tell you what I'm going to do.
Try doing nothing, desperate.
Since I have a rigorous schedule ahead, matters of great pith and moment,
I try to not even think about it till there I stood.
instead of bringing charges against you and your slippery-looking friend, the mayor, false arrest, trespass on the case, defamation and slander, and so forth and so fifth, I have decided to pay the $2 and continue on my way, forgetting the humiliation and discomfort of the day.
What do you mean?
Well, I like the cut of your jib, Hatfield. A certain misguided sense of civic responsibility, perhaps, an excess of professional zeal, but you have a good face. And, a certain rough-hewn affability. You know? You're a credit to your parents.
Shoot.
No, really.
Hell, Mr. L.
Mr. O.
Well, you're not all bad yourself, except for your personal habits and outstanding charges. And whatever happens, and I can tell you right now it's going to, it's nothing between you and I. I wonder if I could ask you for a personal favor.
What are friends for?
If it was for me, I wouldn't put you to the trouble, but I got this little 10-year-old daughter who's been fussing at me for it. Would you sign your picture for my little girl?
A picture?
It'll make my little Flossie proud as a boil.
A joke's a joke, Silas, but this one's beginning to smell of the keg.
You're not going to sign it?
If you give me that thing again, I'll...
I don't mind a rotten criminal, Desperate, but a man who disappoints a little 10-year-old motherless child.
Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. It's the prettiest one I've ever seen. And so practical.
What?
Oh, go ahead and take a look. It's all yours anyway. Okay, Clem, let it go.
All this excitement because some clunk decides to build a sawmill in Molly be damned? Hell, with that ridiculous grin on your face, I thought maybe your mother-in-law died.
Well, this is Vandergelt money, Mr. Mayor. P. Vandergelt and Sons Limited, one of the biggest corporations in the world.
Dexter, money can't buy everything, you know. For instance, money can't... Hell, there must be something money can't buy.
If some big Eastern tycoon like Vandergelt got interested in a neighborhood like this, my goodness, it boggles the mind, Your Honor.
Well, it sure boggled mine. Dexter, I'll tell you what. In a situation of this magnitude, I think I better handle this whole thing myself.
You sure you don't mind, Your Honor?
Mind, dear boy, that's what I'm here for. And, Dexter, keep it under your hat, huh? And don't you worry about a thing.
Thanks, Mayor.
Regional Director, Mountain States Division, USA, P. Vandergelt and Sons Limited, Colorado Springs. Dear Sir, flattered to hear you are planning a lumber business in our fair city, particularly seeing as how the two previous sawmill ventures here proved to be such costly fiascos in terms of money and human life. I am forced to confess, though, that there is little chance of our ever getting around municipal ordinance number 1492, which forbids the diversion or obstruction of any natural stream or waterway within 15 miles of the city limits.
Why?
Because of the grave and tragic problem we have around here with bandits, highway robbers, etc., etc.
See, you done it again, sis.
Did it again.
Went out joyriding and missed all the excitement.
You wash your face and hands before you sit down to supper. Old Tool, this is my brother, Gurney Burdine.
How are you? I hope there's something to eat in this house.
He's a fine-looking boy. You and he favor each other.
Shut up and eat. Excitement?
You going to the big dance tonight?
Hey, that's plenty, really. I've had enough.
What are we having another darn dance for? Use soap.
Spoke too late.
Gurney. Every time you turn around, it's another dance.
Say, came in.
I don't know why he's always there, though. He never does any dancing or anything. The mayor, that is.
Tonight's the victory celebration.
Well, but in one thing, it's an... What victory?
Desperate Ambrose.
Well, to tell you the plain unvarnished, I'm tired of him, too. Would you pass him the muffins, please?
Hannah, dear. If you're not going to the opera house tonight, would you... Oh. Oh.
Honey. Honey, this is Mr. Timothy O'Toole. This is my little sister, Prudence Burdine. She gives voice and dance whenever there's anybody to take.
Pleased as I can be, miss.
Oh, my goodness. Delighted, yes.
Oh, honey, listen, if you're looking for my blue beady bag, you'll find it on top of my bureau. Psst. Mind your manners. Eat your supper, both of you.
This man ain't even eating.
Don't be like that, desperate.
I'm not desperate.
I'd be if I was you.
Don't pout around and pick at your food. That's not healthy.
If it's healthy you want, I could give up white bread.
That's no laughing matter. You gotta keep yourself in tip-top condition the next few days. You know what, it just ain't the hanging you got to think about. We decided to have a trial first. And that's pretty strenuous too, Ambrose.
Don't call me Ambrose either.
You think you can remember that, Hatfield? And during his last days, it appears the condemned man would rather be addressed by the style and title of Mr. Littleberry.
The name's O'Toole. Michael James O'Toole.
You think I ought to dress up special for the hanging? Me being master of ceremonies and all.
Well, I'm going just the way I am. You ought to put on a clean shirt, though, Hatfield. You know, that Judge Trumbull can get awfully fussy sometimes.
I hope the trial turns out all right. All that money spent building the gallows and such.
Hey, you know something? If we could get that Judge Trumbull here permanent, we could have us a hanging every week. Huh?
I have to go early to help, but it's right on the way.
I don't know, it just seems kind of pushy to me.
I've never seen a real live desperado up close. It's always so crowded at a hanging.
This look all right for the cotillion?
Oh, lovely.
Looks as good on you as it did on Pa. It says something.
I'm supposed to grow into it, but there's no hurry.
Yes, there is. The dancers need me.
I'm going to give you small-time Gildersleeves one last chance.
The stagecoach will be here about 10:10 in the morning. That'll have Judge Trumbull in the legal profession.
Old man Biedermeyer, if he ain't dead yet, will represent the condemned man.
If we can have a lawyer for Ambrose, it sure will give it tone.
Well, Biedermeyer expects to get paid.
Maybe the widow will chip in on that.
The widow?
Naturally, if I'm to prosecute, I expect to get paid too, you know.
Say we have to walk those two up and down a while. We can get the trial started around 11. Everybody go home for a bite to eat.
And have the hanging right after dinner.
Hang, 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 hang. Is that all you can ever think about?
For what you've done over the years, Ambrose, robbing a stage, waylaying the freight wagons, scaring off the customers, driving the commercial life of Molly be damned to rack and ruin, capital punishment is the maximum penalty allowed under the law.
I got up this fancy. I feel like I was my brother Michael.
He an Eskimo, too?
No, he's been just about everything else, though. Smart as a rash. Knows all about medicine and law.
Oh, he's an attorney.
No, he's been connected with a few of them, though.
Does he do anything for a living?
Oh, sure. Lectures for the Chautauqua, sleight of hand, minstrel shows, sold oil stocks. Been 3 kind of Baptist preacher. Sings, too.
He sounds like a very successful man.
I don't think he's tried that yet.
Sure hope we haven't hit you at your busy time, Mr. Hatfield.
Oh, we just had to see that horrible male factor that's getting hung tomorrow.
You're not old enough to be hanging around no hanging.
Little brother, bless your heart. The cavalry to the rescue.
Excuse me, please. Sir?
Get me out of this hick jail. Tell these hayseeds who I am.
Why, certainly, sir. You tell me, and I'll tell them.
Now, you cut that out!
Oh, he's a mad dog, all right. He's a mad dog.
Ladies, I'm going to have to ask you to leave in case he gets violent again.
Oh, all right.
I'm just mortified that a decent, God-fearing man like you has to put up with this embarrassment, Mr.
Astor, John Jacob, National Sales Director, Celluloid Color Company. Just passing through your delightful...
You think this is some kind of game, young man?
Thing is, Mr. Astor, this here poor gallows bird keeps insisting he isn't himself.
Yes, well, we all have days like that.
You can say that again.
I said we all have days like that.
Timothy, stop clowning around! These yokels are going to hang me!
Just for a little while, I'm sure.
Can this actually be happening to me?
Howdy, folks, and welcome to Molly BD. That'll be $1 a couple and drinks extra.
Kind of caustic, isn't it?
Well, things in this town are rather expensive on account of the desperate Ambrose.
Even for a dime.
It's in his honor, ma'am.
Tourist trap.
Yeah, thank you.
We ought to have our own hanging.
Bless
That's a bad idea, sir.
Bless you, sir.
What a jip.
Same to you, Percy. See, there's one for them, 2 for me, 2 for me, and 1 for me.
Up to my brother Michael.
Oh, you'll hear from him. He probably just doesn't know where to write to you, that's all.
He hardly ever writes anyhow.
You know, I've always said they could make a real nice haul of this place if they just fix it up some.
It's very tasty, thank you.
You know, all they'd have to do is tack up some new drapes and such like that. It is kind of rough. Clean up the place a bit. You know, some of the things on these walls have been there ever since Shep was a puppy.
That's strange.
That is Desperate Ambrose. It's a very good likeness.
How long has that poster been there?
Oh, about 5 or 6 years. They ought to take it down now, unless they want to wait until after the funeral.
You mean there really is a Desperate Ambrose?
Until sometime tomorrow, yeah. Oh, we saw him over to the jail tonight.
Callie, that man in jail isn't an outlaw. That's my brother Michael.
Maybe that's why he hasn't written you. Are you sure?
Yeah, I gotta go find that sheriff.
Mr. Hatfield, excuse me. It is not her he wanted, it's you.
I don't think that would look too good.
Sir, there's a terrible mistake going on.
How's that, Mr. Astor?
No, Astor was just a joke. My name's Timothy O'Toole.
You see, Timothy can get out some real whoppers when he's in the mood.
You know that man you're gonna hang?
Desperate Ambrose. I sure hope you can stay for it.
We're going to have refreshments following the melancholy demise.
It's not Desperate Ambrose. It's Michael O'Toole.
What a sneaky scoundrel. All these years having me think his name's Littleberry. Good one on me.
Mr. Hatfield, look, I don't think you understand. What he's trying to tell you is you've got the wrong man.
That's what Ambrose said. I wouldn't believe him on a stack of Bibles.
Well, Timothy ought to know he's his brother.
If I can't believe what Ambrose says, I can't believe his brother either.
You're sure it's your brother?
Well, I ought to be. I've known him all my life.
You know who would know for sure if anybody would? It's Paloma.
Paloma?
Mrs. Desperate. She's married to him.
Thank you. Excuse me.
It's not locked.
Oh, don't do that.
No magazine subscriptions, no patent medicines, and I don't want my picture in the paper.
Look, I need your help awful bad.
Come in. Don't get no ideas, me.
You know the,
Sit down.
You know the man that got in jail?
Do I know that man?
Yes, that's right.
My mama told me the first day she ever laid eyes on him. But did I listen? No, I didn't listen. Time and time again, she said, you stay away from A.J. Littleberry. He's nothing but trash.
Well, be that as it may, Miss.
I didn't listen. And what have I got to show for it? A house and lot and a trunk full of mustache cups. Can you imagine someone collecting mustache cups?
No, not right offhand. But,
all the big things he was gonna do for his Paloma, his dove, his pigeon. Oh, why'd I have to listen to him instead of Mama?
What I really came to tell you...
Desperate. I'm the one that's desperate. The roof leaks, the stove don't draw, and not one stinking dime from that man. He's sitting over there in that jail like a big shot, living high on the hog on the taxpayers' money. He doesn't care what happens to any little pigeon. He's selfish to the bone.
That poor man.
You have to worry about the roof leaking? Or the stove not drawing? No. He's probably got women sneaking in and out of there. I hadn't meant to bring that up.
Mrs. Paloma, now please.
Yeah, honey?
Look, they're gonna hang, and
Well, of course they're gonna hang him, and I'm gonna be sitting in the front row. I'm entitled. A widow woman's still got some rights.
I've come to you for help.
You want me to help pull the trap? Do you know what that mealy-mouthed big shot done to me?
It's not him.
He stole my mama's picture. The only one I had, in a sterling silver-plated frame, too.
That's my brother over there.
Ambrose doesn't have a brother.
Look, would you just go and see? Would you just go talk to him?
After he stole my only pair of earrings, my watch, and my sewing machine from the catalog? Never. He's worse than an outlaw. He's a thief.
Look, maybe if you'd go to the trial. I mean, one good look at my brother.
I'll come to the trial, all right. And to the hanging and to the burying. And I'll be the first one to throw dirt in the grave, too. Good night, Mr. O'Toole. Sure was a pleasure talking to you.
Walking through the village streets in amber waves of rhubarb, playing waggish pranks and didos, telling droll taradiddles for the entertainment of the bourgeois.
I said I'm sorry, didn't I? What more can I say?
Where did you get that ridiculous Sunday school costume?
I just borrowed it. My stuff's being washed and fumigated.
Oh, good boy. Yeah, personal daintiness, very important. When all you can concentrate on is chasing women.
What do you want me to do, Michael?
Go home, have a glass of milk and cookies, and go sleepy by without a care in the world.
I'll think of something.
Think of old Michael from time to time over the passing years, a simple spray of wildflowers to mark the grave. And if the whim should strike you, a modest, rough-hewn stone to mark the final resting spot. And have them carve upon the stone the homely little thought that has steered me through the shoals of brief mortality.
Is there anything you need in the meantime?
Count that day lost, whose low descending sun sees from thy hand no worthy action done, such as today.
All right, Michael. I'll get you out of this jail if I have to dig you out.
Now you're beginning to think constructively.
Hey, Timothy,
What?
what are you doing down there?
You notice I don't even mention it's a silly question?
I mean, but why?
Look, I've still got one living relative if I can manage to dig him out of that bird cage.
I know a shortcut.
Into the jail?
Pretty near.
Well, I'd say this represents a considerable savings of time and perspiration.
Might as well use it long as it's here. Nobody else does.
Huh, wonder why.
Because of Molly B. Dern.
What is that Molly stuff?
Molly B. Dern is what we have in the mines around here instead of ore. They started digging the stuff thinking it was lead. Turned out what it is. Not much of anything, really.
Huh.
A fellow came through once, a Dutchman. He was a professor of rocks and stuff. He looked at the stuff and said right off it was Molly B. Dern. So that's what people started calling the place, for lack of anything else. It's really Molly B.
It's in the dictionary and all.
What's it good for?
Namely, nothing. That's it.
That's what?
Back end of jail.
Well, I'm much obliged to you, Gurney. Good night.
Oh, it's still early, O'Toole.
Good night, Gurney.
Oh, can't you do anything right?
Would win. Remember, this is a March funibry. It mustn't get too perky. Once again, gentlemen, from the letter A. And? I just don't know what gets into people. Try to make things nice. Try to make a better world in which to live, and they just can't leave it alone.
Well, if some of these mothers and fathers around here would take a strap to the hides of some of these little...
Plain and simple vandalism.
I don't like that mine shaft being uncovered like that, Harmon. You better patch it up as soon as we tear this thing down.
Tear it down?
Stagecoach planning to get in on schedule? Very valuable human cargo today, bar and bench. Got the whole judicatory system this part of the state aboard.
In suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20.
Feel better, don't you? Oh, it's an exciting day, Mr. Ambrose. And what glorious weather for it. It is a privilege to live in Colorado.
'Tis, if you can keep at it long enough.
Probably the biggest day we had since the mine shut down. A festive day. And all for you, Desperate.
It's too strenuous. I may not survive it.
No. Oh, you are feeling better. That was a witticism, wasn't it?
This is very kind of you, Lovejoy. The bath, the shave, the haircut.
Well, as the wise man said, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. You know, this is a new experience for me. I've never barbered anyone who was sitting up before. Oh, Arch, just hang the clothes on the bars there.
Boo.
How's that?
It's much better, actually.
I have to take credit for the music myself. I sent to Denver for the parts.
You shouldn't have.
Sorry we didn't have time to spruce up your own garments, but we will have you looking absolutely elegant for the trial nonetheless. You see, most of the time, we just have the crowd behind singing, "There, my God," to the, and let it go at that.
Let what go?
Let's try this on you. You know, when a band plays real oh, you'll need both hands.
What did you say the piece was?
A Handel. The Dead March from Saul. Oh, we're so lucky I had your size in stock.
In point of fact, in
insofar as the function and the competence of this judicial circuit.
I'll drink to that.
This county and the next should be discontinued.
Let the record so state.
Forsaken little mud hole like it just don't justify.
I'll drink to that, Judge.
Last time I came through here, there's 2 cases of aggravated assault and one man beat his wife.
She still owes me.
Didn't have time for breakfast again this morning. You know, this end of the circuit, they got no compunction, see? No gumption. Insufficient spizerinctum.
It takes guts and gizzard to get ahead in this world. I've been told.
You past that grizzled old prospector yet?
Our job? The one with the jackass?
Well, one of them is.
Haven't seen him yet. Everything's running a little late this morning.
I think you're right, Benoni. We haven't even had the hold-up yet. That's it.
On time, huh? Yeah, here it comes.
How are you there? Nice to see you. Hiya, Judge. I think we got a live one for you.
Not for long.
Some reason I'm feeling tired today.
I'm tired of living like this.
I be hungry. I don't care who know it.
Squatting down here in this cesspit full of fool's gold, doing ambush with a bunch of dummies.
Work your fingers to the bone. Don't get nothing to show for it.
So hungry. The big gut eating the little gut.
There's plenty to eat around here, Tyler. Have some more peanut butter. Have a dipper of milk.
Peanut butter always been the fondest thing on board. Up to right reason. I wish somebody would ship some crackers through here.
Been washing down mice with so much condensed milk, I'm about to start squeaking and sprouting horns.
All you people do from morning to night is nag, nag, nag. I can't stand much more of it.
All those things you were going to do for us, Ambrose. We could starve to death for all you care.
I got feelings.
'Cause peanut butter needs something to eat with besides just a spoon.
I can get all this at home.
Most of the old gang gone now. Every one of them a success.
Old Murph, the most wanted up in Nebraska. And Spittoon, a successful cattle rustler.
Cattle rustler? That's what we ought to would.
If I've said it once, I said it time again.
Anything you ever said once, Happy, you said time and again.
Well, there's a certain kind of people you can't tell nothing to.
Maybe you'd like to try to take over running this company?
You shut up, too.
Hey, it's old Hard Rock. Howdy, Hard Rock.
Hi, Tyler. 40 Rod? Happy? I thought you was mad at me or something desperate.
Hey, you ain't got no cheese with you, anything like that.
What you mean mad?
'Cause you rode right past me on Main Street yesterday. Never even said hey.
Or maybe some sody crackers?
You talk just as crazy as these people do.
Well, I felt real bad when you was captured.
I ain't never been captured in my life.
Just as sorry as I can be, Desperate. 'Cause I seen 'em when they done it. You rode in, got off, and Hatfield taking you.
I wasn't in no town yesterday.
Come to think of it, they've still got you down there. You didn't pass me on the road coming in.
Sure it was me?
The trial's this morning, and the hanging right after dinner. Oh, I would have stayed for it, but I have so much else to do.
I think we have to all go, at least for the hanging.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
One's a plenty. And that's me.
You've said all that before, Desperate.
Don't call me that again.
And as your attorney, probably the last one you'll ever have, I say you've got to think something better.
I can think of something better. Why don't we get a decent lawyer?
Sleeping Beauty here is the only lip this side of Denver.
Howdy, Bear.
How does that trout qualify for a front seat? He can't even carry a tune.
It's the wife.
What wife?
Mrs. Desperate, Palmer.
I hope you're satisfied, AJ. And I hope you get it good.
Madam?
Ah, Mrs. Desperate, nice you could come.
Get away, you creepy cop.
And if there's any way I can be of service. Morning, Dad. Comfortable?
Can't complain.
Good, good. Rise, please. Hear ye, hear ye, the Honorable Circuit Court of the District, etc., in the state of Colorado is now in session. Honorable Quincy P. Trumbull, Jr., presiding.
That's enough.
All people having business before this court is over, and terminer and jail delivery, draw near that you may be heard.
The first case, Your Honor.
You mean it's more than one?
They only gave me one, Judge.
The case. May it please the court, sir.
Just get on with it.
I object.
Your Honor, in the matter of the people of the sovereign state of Colorado, so forth, versus A.J. Littleberry, doing business as Desperate Ambrose, the indictment charges bank robbery, highway robbery, holding up and busting up a public tavern, assault with a deadly weapon, assault without a deadly weapon, battery, mayhem, and intent, grand and petty larceny, illegal diversion, conspiring, and highway mopery with intent to gawk.
A.J. Littleberry, how do you plead?
What?
The bailiff said, how does he plead?
It's my client. Nobody asked you anything.
Prisoner stands mute.
I've got plenty to say.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
May it please the court, Your Honor. In this case, the state is being represented by the city.
So ordered. Prisoner at the bar, you've been tried by a jury of your peers and found guilty as charged.
We haven't had the trial yet.
Oh, well, let the record so state. And the court will take it under consideration as a mitigating factor. This is no precedent.
In the matter before the court, counsel for the defense is at a loss.
Well, he'll get his money.
Not from me.
Inasmuch as my client, A.J. Littleberry, declines to cooperate and challenges the authority of this court on the pretext that he is not, in fact, A.J. Littleberry.
Can he do that, Benoni?
It's a free country.
Witness is hostile, Your Honor.
The point in question is irrelevant, immaterial, and irresponsive. De minimis known. The law does not concern itself with trifles. Next case.
And gentlemen of the jury, since first this vicious malefactor swooped down upon us like a wolf upon the fold.
On the what?
Manner of speaking, Your Honor. Upon the fair and peaceful community of molybdenum. Molly be damned. A fiscal gloom has overlaid the sparkling Colorado air. An awful stillness permeates the marketplace. Stagnation is rampant, my friends, and grass is growing in the city streets. Preachers will not come to Molly be damned.
You're a remarkably
School
attractive
teachers will
woman.
not stay.
I have the
Flow
feeling
of
we've
goods
met
and
somewhere
people
before.
into the greater metropolitan area has been stifled by the hand of high... Forced! I say forced to pay higher prices for merchandise, what there is of it. Prices which are dangerously non-competitive if there was any competition.
What case are we on, Benoni?
This man...
Still on Ambrose, I think.
have waylaid the way
Never get out of here.
terrified the stagecoach.
No such thing.
Of all the brass, Ambrose, not 2 hours ago, coming into town, you gave me such a turn I couldn't take my medicine.
I don't even know you.
Defense will call its next witness.
I'd like to call this young lady seated right behind. Intelligent-looking, well-bred girl.
What? Who?
Mrs. Desperate Ambrose.
He can't do that.
Butt out.
Prosecution's right, Your Honor. Wife can't testify against the husband.
Maybe right, Benoni.
I'd like to say something.
Why?
You're not allowed to pass sentence until I do. When I look about me at this fruitful and bucolic spot, its spacious skies, its amber waves of grain,
Your Honor, I beseech you.
purple mountain majesties, above the fruited plain, I look upon this little lady, and all little ladies, God bless them, with awe and reverence. And I'll tell you why.
If you can make it brief.
Because all that I am, or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. My mother was a lady.
And his father was a bachelor.
Look at this tender creature, this symbol of pioneer womanhood at its best. The proud bearing, the sparkling eye, the slender, toil-worn fingers.
Drunk as an owl.
He's lovely.
He's out of his mind.
It's too late to change his plea.
Sustained.
When I stand here, in this hallowed hall of justice, in the land of the home, and the free of the brave, and hear a duly constituted officer attack the very principles.
She still can't testify against her husband.
It's not my husband. And I got as much right as anybody. That scoundrel is an imposter.
Should have thought of that before you married him.
That scoundrel is my husband.
funeral, gentlemen. There's just nobody dead.
To the brothers O'Toole. Two of the best things that ever happened to Molly Vidal. Your good health.
The last time I encountered such magnificent pheasant, it was under glass, served up to me by my great and good friend Delmonico.
Of New York, New York?
I never knew you were looking good, Timothy. Very becoming when your mouth is closed.
Pheasant. Pheasant. You know, if that mean old rooster had heard you say that about him, he'd have gone a lot happier. Pheasant.
The quintessence of art, my dear, and of life. Many a tough old bird has melted at the touch of a woman's hand.
Oh, my. Are you sure you have to leave?
Oh, well, that's a lot of bold wash. But it is pretty. You know, we're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss you a lot.
Mr. Michael,
Yes, my boy.
are you fixing to shoot it out with anybody for locking you up?
Gurney.
Young man, men of culture and refinement seldom stoop to such barbaric tactics. Gentlemen scholars don't do that.
They forgive, Gurney, and forget.
What they do is they sue the man for every nickel he's got.
Which is what we call civilization.
Well, I don't think the sheriff's got a nickel. But you could sue the mayor. He's got a lot of cigars.
And very good cigars, Mike.
Well, he must have won a contest somewhere because he sure ain't getting rich from them dances.
Oh, we don't even have that. With my lessons and Callie's boarding.
And 25,000 shares of stock in that lousy mine.
And 2 rooms of unused gambling stuff for when we was going to be a big old boomtown.
Why don't you use it?
What?
The unused gambling stuff.
Oh, the ladies' aid wouldn't stand for it.
You thinking the way I'm thinking?
No, but I'm only 3 or 4 steps ahead of you. We're staying.
A gambling casino here in Molly be damned.
A respectable, well-regulated deadfall, Squire. A liquor license, of course, a few purely decorative dancing girls.
All sending money home to their mothers.
You've got the cast iron crust to drag me up here in the middle of the night, me, the chief executive of this crummy town, with a rotten immoral suggestion like that?
Ordinarily, Zeke, I'd go right past you and leave you to rot. But you control the licenses, the building, half the dry goods store, and maybe the ladies' aid.
Well, that's neither here.
But he owns 60% of Desperate Ambrose, too.
60%?
That's about what he skims off at the dances.
That's true.
You shut up. I'll think about it.
A gambling, H-E-double-L, right here in Molly BD?
Adam, if you'd stop to think for a minute.
I'd be sick.
A saloon de chance, that is to say, in the genteelest continental tradition, the proceeds redounding to subsequential civic assets, including but not confined to a downtown park, a circulating library, and a lyceum, of course.
Don't talk vulgar.
Oh, don't interrupt. Oh, don't stop.
Eli, would you suggest a site for the lyceum?
I'd suggest a saloon de chance.
Saloon de chance. Chairman of the board, Titanic Steel Corporation, Pittsburgh, PA. Dear sir, some jokers in town setting up a gambling hall here, and thinks it will bring a lot of tourists and money into Molly be damned, and it just might do it. He's opening on the 23rd. Well, what am I going to do?
All very sudden.
They could drive the decent industry out of town altogether.
Now we'd be overrun with drifters, saddle tramps.
Hundreds of them.
And soldiers, cowboys.
Tourists from as far away as Colorado Springs.
With all that money.
Tainted money.
And so much of it.
I don't know what's come over all you people.
Agreed.
Put that before the ultimate skill enough. Now, move this out just a minute. It's fine here, but out just a bit. Are the chips here? No. The table against the wall, please. I want a dancing girl there, a dancing... Please, move this out. A dancing girl here.
Speaking of dancing girls, you want a girl over the bar instead of the horses?
Timothy, except in the direst of circumstances, the woman should always come before the horse. These plans must be paid attention to.
What do you mean? What do you do? First, you try to remember, you silly little man, what we've been paying you for all this time.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed, sir.
If it ever leaked out to certain parties what you're sitting on in that God-forsaken hole out there, this could jeopardize the value of our present holdings, cost us millions in obsolete processes and machinery, cause the collapse of some of the leading issues on the big board, and possibly deliver Titanic steel itself into the hands of certain enemies, which I do not have to name, even to you, you preposterous little toad.
You mean Brigadier?
The day that casino opens is the day you close.
Timothy, my boy, under my tutelage as entrepreneur, this blighted little hamlet could become the Paris, France of the Eastern Rockies.
Fixing to have another dance in here?
Not in your lifetime or mine, son. Too busy making money. Making money? How?
There ain't no money in Molly be damned.
Ain't no money anywhere.
They're sure in heck making something desperate. The way you're charging around down there, it's a caution to behold.
Reckon they're up to something?
And I sure would admire to know what.
Wasn't me, I'd ask.
I don't have to ask you about asking somebody something.
Big day coming up, Your Honors. I hope we're over like home by then.
Yeah, we're sure counting on you, Luby.
That's the fourth Friday?
No, I believe it's a Wednesday this time.
You got a minute, Your Honor.
Yeah, what is it, boy? Oh, that's really something, ain't it?
Offhand, it's a loading dock at Sears Roebuck.
Right, with solid gold walls.
Let him loose. You sent for us, my man? I ask the questions around here. Pretty serious business. Abducting decent citizens from the public streets.
And we had to duck their horses, too.
And that's a hanging offense.
Hey, pardon me, friend. I'm dying for a drink of water.
I'll say one thing. He's a homely-looking brute.
Yuck.
I don't know who you are, hombre, or what your game is, but you've been nothing but trouble to me since you done rode into these parts. He is the one that rode, ain't he?
That's right. He was a goofy-looking one was walking.
I want you to roll up your two funnies, jump on your horse, and take it on the lam. And if you're within 20 miles of here, come some
You know what
down...
these people are?
Well, I wouldn't know how to say it.
Losers. 8 balls. A bunch of schlemazzles. Folks has died of lead poisoning, and it hasn't aggravated me near this much. You know, despite your less than prepossessing appearance, my boy, I like the cut of your jib. Tell you what I'm gonna do for you. How you mean? I have plans for that mangy little town down there, and you are blocking the aisles. If your career can be guided into the paths of righteousness, diverse and sundry of us can become rich beyond the dreams of avarice. Where's that? First off, I want you to go straight. Stop chasing people up and down the roads. Become a prosperous and peace-loving citizen. What for? 5% of the net. Of the net?
Whatever that is, sounds like more than we've been getting.
Paloma, my little bird, listen to me. You're my love.
Love? Don't you talk to me about love, you two-bit shoplifter!
I'm talking about money.
When it's you talking, AJ, I don't even believe in that anymore.
You gotta have faith in me. You're my little bird, my little highland plover.
Don't you start talking like that again. You get me all mixed up. What the hell is that?
Just some little prairie blossoms, and each one is a thought of you. The yellow butterwood, the brown-eyed Susan, the shy, shrinking greasewood, the dog's tooth violet.
Someplace else for money.
You think I'd take money from a woman?
And the sugar bowl it's hid in.
That's all over, honey. I'll get you a dozen sugar bowls. Can't you see I've changed?
See much of anything in you. My mama told me the first day she ever laid eyes on you.
Your blessed mother. Your dear mother. She's a living saint.
I saw that. You call my mama an evil eye.
You're my soulmate. You're the life of my heart. All I want is you. This kind of life is bad for us. The hardship, the aching loneliness of separation. Not having you at my side.
Yeah?
And for what? For money and fame? I'm gonna give up my career. I'm going straight.
Straight where?
Home. To you.
Oh, I can't afford it.
You ain't gonna have to worry about money again. I got business connections with the mayor and O'Toole. I'm gonna be their partner.
Partner in what? Selling cloverine salve, Saturday Evening Post?
I'm gonna be financial advisor to the new casino. I'm a solid businessman. I ain't gonna have to go to work no more. I can be at home with you, my little dove, fluttering about.
Feeding you, waiting on your hand and foot.
You gonna be in society with all them ladies.
I need new clothes.
Sure.
And my sewing machine from the catalog, I want that back. And my mama's picture with the frame.
I'm gonna get you new frames, solid gold plated. Anything you want's gonna be yours.
Anything?
I'm putty in your hands, a little white-throated swift.
What? AJ, I'm tired of pretending. I want to get married. Ring and everything. Flower girls, you know, all that bright stuff.
Married? That's the damnedest thing I ever heard of.
Man and wife for 6 years, what's wrong with getting married?
All my friends, Tyler, Happy Rod, they'd laugh at me.
Laugh at? Well, you just let them feed you. Let them take care of you. You gonna marry me or not?
I'm gonna think it over.
You reprobate, you! I'll get you! You snake! You horny dog!
You try to be nice to a woman, she's taking advantage of you every time. You just remember that.
Doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, she hasn't been holding up the stagecoach.
A contract's a contract. We'll proceed to the opening.
Sure is exciting, ain't it, Neil? Which one you aiming to try out for?
Heck, X, I'm signing up for all three.
Welcome to everybody. Welcome to everyone. We like to play a song so you can get to know. Welcome to everyone. Hey!
Elder McGee. Hogsmith. Danny Smithers. 21 feet 6 inches. Lindsay Grill. 4 feet 2 inches. Tiny Rivkin. Baby Betty. A geyser. Timothy O'Toole.
Spell, Timothy. Mary of the Gale. St. Patrick's Day in the morning.
Is something wrong, Michael?
I have, in my time, visited 3 political conventions, 4 sessions of Congress, and 2 homes for the criminally insane. I have known army generals, steam doctors, vegetarians, prohibitionists, and a female suffragette. But never, even in an Orangeman's Day parade, have I seen such pure and stainless brainlessness as I now behold in you. The Almighty, in his infinite wisdom and mercy, has given the worm enough sense to turn with, and the barnacle can grasp whatever happens to be standing by. But you are equipped with a mental capacity smaller than you were born with. Here we are, benighted in the middle of a nowhere named Molly be damned. A dreary little rookery, Timothy, a squalid sty, a festering pustule on the face of the western slope. Bless the town and bless the people. Look at them, the rabble of this cantankerous community. Knaves and fools, louts and lardheads, the least of all God's creatures without enough push to pick the fleas off each other, abiding in putrefaction and inertia, curl up comfy in it like hogs in a mud hole. And while I, of all people, fret and sweat for a way to pull these simple Simons out of the bog, you stand around making flatulent noises for the titillation of the vulgar mob. And while he's bubbling himself, what are you doing, you pusillanimous pack of popcorn pickers? You clotted clutch of clucks. The town dilapidating around you, coasting downhill in a handcart to hell, while you stand about gaping for flies and going patty cake with your hands.
Now, just 1 minute, you.
All right, fine. Keep it and treasure it the way it is.
For when all this trash has collapsed into one pile and the howling wilderness has claimed its own again, I want you hicks to be happy. Belching and spitting, laughing and singing, swinging from tree to tree, with your friend Soapy Sam here, the Uriah Heep of the hookworm belt, standing around below waiting to steal anything that falls to the ground. If a nut should drop and fall, leave it lying there. It's probably my little brother Timothy.
Is that all?
By acclamation, the winner of the costume contest, Michael O'Toole.
Excuse me. Your name O'Toole?
Yeah, do something to me.
Mr. McClanahan? I found him, Mr. McClanahan. Well, O'Toole, long time, isn't it?
Papa, you're gonna hate yourself.
I don't think we've ever met.
We'll make up for it. Willie, you get down his name and all that. Wiley, find a preacher, find a judge, find something.
Papa!
Da capo. 1, 2, 3.
That's terrible.
It's unbearable. The funeral march was at least cheerful.
I don't mean that. I mean the fix you got yourself in this time.
Timothy, you got to do something.
What more can I do, Michael? It hasn't been easy being both father and mother to a wild, irresponsible young man. I turn my back and 1 minute you're getting hung or married or what's it going to be next, Michael?
Get me out of here.
Well, maybe marriage is the thing for you, though. Help you settle down, get over your wild ways. Goodness knows nothing else has.
Timothy, on my honor, I never saw that quail before in my life.
Don't talk vulgar.
All right.
Nothing I can do. I can't button in no family matter.
Family?
If she's in a family way.
Look, when somebody's pointing a gun at your head, is that a bona fide legal marriage?
I'm not sure. Ask the mayor about that.
Where can I find the mayor?
You'll see him at the wedding. He'll be sitting in the front row.
I ain't never been a bridesmaid previous.
Oh, heck, honey, there ain't nothing to it. Now, stop jigging all around. You're gonna get stuck.
Don't you think one of the ladies in the town should be bridesmaid?
Listen, anybody who can make desperate Ambrose go straight is lady enough for this town.
Well, that's kind of previous, too.
Everybody, get some decent clothes on. We're going into town.
Now, don't worry, Michael. I'm going to think of something.
If nothing occurs to you in the next 2 or 3 minutes, don't give it another thought.
Excuse me. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Not until after the wedding.
Blast your buttons, Jackson. Where in Hades are we?
I'm sure we're all right, Brigadier Vandergelt, sir.
If we're lost, Jackson, you'll never work in Wall Street again.
There's a little place ahead, sir. They'll know where we are.
If I owned this state, I'd put up street signs.
The name of the place, Brigadier, sir, is Mola... You'll see.
Molybdenum? A town named Molybdenum? Yo, boy, on the double.
What's the trouble, sir?
Why is everything in this miserable little slum named Molybdenum? Speak up.
says Molly B. Dern, sir. Name of the town.
Young man, when Brigadier Polonius Vandergill...
Shut up. Yeah, boy. Be bright. Be brisk. Why is it the name?
That's the name of the stuff we have in the mine instead of ore, sir. Thought it was lead, sir, but a fellow came through...
Oh, hogwash, boy. There's no molybdenum this side of Peru, and confounded little of it there.
We've got a whole mountain full of Molly B. Dern, sir.
A mountain full? A mountain full of molybdenum?
This is all a horrible mistake.
Fine time to think about that now.
Eureka! It's Molly B. Damn!
I don't believe we've met. My name is Bonnie Lou McClanahan.
You're not supposed to talk.
Is it worth anything, sir?
Worth anything, you idiot. Putting into steel is worth $30 million in razor blades alone. Call my lawyers. Call my banker. I want everybody out here on the next train. Get me J.P. Morgan. I want to talk to him.
Sir, there's no telephone lines around here.
Then put them in, Jackson, immediately. And buy this building for offices. And buy that. But don't save time. Buy them all.
Well, if it's marriage she wants, I'll marry her. Dumb woman with her mouth going all the time.
Telephone company, I want full service out of here in all directions for Monday noon. No excuses.
Yes, sir.
Spur line railroad out of Denver. Double track. Start construction immediately. Yes, sir. Who's the governor of this state? You there! I can't think with all that going on. Go play somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
All of us rich. Mine stock worth a fortune.
20 years of faithful service to Titanic Steel. I got stock in nickel, tungsten, vanadium. Not one stinking share of Molly B. Damn.
You and your big promises. Oh! Oh! Everybody in this stinking town is rich now, except us. That's lousy stock. They was just giving it away. But you did any, did you? No. You're too lazy. All you ever got anywhere, AJ, is them lousy mustache cops. Now, blazes are you doing?
Oh, Ambrose.
My little prairie falcon.
Oh, you sure do know how to make a woman happy.
60,000 shares.
We've never been formally introduced, sir. We have many mutual friends. My name is
O'Toole. The last time I saw you, you stole my horse.
O'Toole!
Some other time?
Papa, you're not even fair.
Come out, O'Toole! Face it like a man! O'Toole! Come out, wherever you are!
man comes up to me, calls out, "Your name O'Toole? We're looking for somebody named O'Toole."
It's a common name. I've known many.
Timothy.
Michael?
I've got to be running along, but I want you to do the decent thing. I want you to marry that girl.
Marry her? I hardly know the girl.
Yeah, well, but if the matter comes up again...
Yeah.
O'Toole!
Listen! Anybody got any ideas for supper? How about pheasant under glass? I think we can do it. Come on, let's go.
Actually, any day you break even, it's not a total loss.
No, not as long as you're healthy.
Molly be damned, Molly, Molly. I've been too long in this town. Goodbye, farewell, so long, Molly. Long gone, Molly be damned. Hey, Molly, Molly. Hey, Molly, Molly.